What's up, guys? It's Loxo here. Boruto, 2 Blue Vortex, Chapter 9. I got a review for y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Boruto is on fire. Boruto is on fire. Listen, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe Boruto is on fire, just pick up the 2 Blue Vortex manga, read it yourself. You know, you can steal it like how some people do. I don't know who would do that, right? You could, obviously read it officially on Wiz Media. You can wait till the books come out and actually buy the books. Whatever you got to do, go ahead and pick this up. Start reading it. I'm telling y'all, it's on fire. It's on fire, y'all. It's on fire. So let's get into the chapter review. Quick recap, last chapter, Jura pulled up to Konoha to find Naruto. And yeah, let's get to the chapter. Chapter starts out, before we get to the start of the chapter, the cover is Team 10. I mean, you guys know how I feel about Team 10. I said it last chapter. I don't know why Himawari's hanging out with a bunch of losers. And, yeah, they look like the cover looks okay. Shikadai got that shit on. Chocho, but Inojin, he's boo, right? But the cover looks okay, so I'm not gonna hate on the cover. Boruto, 2 Blue Vortex, Chapter 9, Nine Tails. That's the name of the title. That's the name of the chapter. So the chapter starts out, like I said, Jura pulled up to the Hidden Leaf. He's looking for Naruto, but he found Himawari based on Bijou chakra nature, right? That's what he's sensing. So that's why he pulled up on Himawari. He says, "We thought we were chasing Uzumaki Naruto, so imagine our surprise when we found this girl instead," right? So, Jura is even surprised that, he's sensing that Bijou chakra in someone else, not Naruto, right? Shikadai asks for backup. No signs of Master Sasuke. Requests immediate backup. And then he asks Jura, "Why do you come to such a remote place? You're looking for something?" Pretty much asking Jura what's his motives, what's his intent. It looks like Jura pulls out a bingo book of some sorts. If you guys don't know what a bingo book is, one, you gotta go back and read Naruto. But two, a bingo book is normally a book full of ninja that are S rank and dangerous to a certain village. So, for example, Kakashi had a bingo book with Zabuza and Itachi, enemies of the village that need to go down. Now, I don't know how Jura got a bingo book. I don't know who's in his bingo book, but he has one. He says, "That's right. Aren't you Shikadai Nara of the Team 10, of Moegi's Team 10, right? And the current Hokage's son." So he identifies the enemy, which, Jura is the character of learning. I'll keep saying that because he is someone who's going to want to gain more information. Now, I don't know how this information is going to affect his character. Normally humans go more psychotic the more information they know. So I wonder if that's going to translate to Jura as well. I guess we'll see later. But yeah, Jura and Shikadai have a little bit of a back and forth. Shikadai asks, "Do you have a message for my dad?" And Jura confirms, "No, we came here looking for Naruto Uzumaki. So we're surprised too." And Team 10, mainly Inojin, is confused, like, "Hey, there's no way Lord Seven would be here because 3 years ago he blanked." And then Shikadai cut him off and says, "Hey, they don't need to know that." Now, this is interesting. I don't know. Jura says he was literally the next panel. I see. Well, Jura says, I see. Well, he definitely doesn't seem to be anywhere in his village, for the only Nine Tails signature is coming from this girl. So I don't know if Jorah knows that Naruto's dead or if he's alive. I don't know what kind of information he's working on. So it's very smart for Shikadai to say, hey, don't tell him nothing. But we as the reader know Naruto isn't dead. Now, Jorah is looking for the Nine Tails. You know, he originally said Naruto, but his target is the Nine Tails. So that's why he's switching to Himawari. But like Hidari's target is Sarada. So, and we know that the Shinju monsters, or whatever you want to call them, they want to eat people. You know, they want to eat their target. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll talk about more of this later, actually. Let's keep going. So Jiraiya confirms, you know, he's looking for the Nine Tails signature, and it's coming from Himawari. Team 10's questioning, everyone's kind of, you know, wondering what's going on. You know, Inojin and Chocho's asking, like, what is he talking about? You know, nothing really makes sense. And Himawari has confusion and concern on her face. She has like sweat dripping on her face. You know, confusion. Shikadai asks, explain yourself. What does a Nine Tails have to do with Himawari? Jorah says, I don't know either. Truly, this world keeps raising questions one after another, and yet I like that. You know, I don't know who Jorah is. His character, it doesn't remind me of anyone. So it's hard for me to pinpoint who this guy is, you know. Anyway, Jorah then, after he says, and yet I like that, you know, after this little dialogue, he goes for a full-fledged capture on Himawari. He uses wood style to try to wrap Himawari in a tree. You know, unfortunately, she's not fast enough to dodge it, but, you know, she's like 12, 13 here. You know, I don't think she had any formal ninja training. She's just a little girl, man. So I don't expect her to really dodge anything, but she's gonna have to step up and level up. And we know she has the ability to step up and level up in the future. But anyway, Jorah tries to wrap Himawari up in the tree. You know, kind of catches her, but Team 10 saves her. You know, Shikadai slows down the tree with shadow paralysis. And then Inojin draws up some, looks like a chameleon, and he pulls Himawari out, and then Chocho catches her to show off the Team 10, you know, teamwork. I mean, listen, guys, you know how I feel about Team 10. It's going to be a long out for them. It's going to be a long out for them. I'm not going to go on a long rant. It's going to be a long out for them. Anyway. Jorah watching the teamwork, he says, how magnificent, such incredible coordination without a single verbal exchange. A warning out of respect for your teamwork. Our sole target today is Himawari Uzumaki. We bear no enmity towards Team 10. However, if you insist on continuing to resist, we have no choice but to attack you. That's what Jorah says to Team 10, pretty much saying, you know, pretty much showing patience, you know, which is interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Shikamaru calls in to Shikadai. He says, you know, are you okay? Report in. And Shikadai tells Shikamaru what's going on. After Himawari, we get another panel where, and these panels are good panels. You know, Ikimoto is cooking in the lab when it comes to drawing, especially when it comes to, you know, the background of these panels aren't the most super detailed, but they're drawn in a way where they don't really have to be. You know, we're trying to capture the characters and their emotions. So it's I like this paneling style. You know, Ikimoto is doing a very good job capturing the emotion of the characters in the story. And I mean, the background, you know, there's certain panels that have good background, but it's not necessary all the time. So I understand why he's doing it like this, right? Now, the chapter continues. We have Amato in his lab looking through Delta's eyes on the screen. And he sees Kawaki knocked out again for like the 5th time. Kawaki sees Kawaki knocked out for the 5th time, and Delta trying to wake him up. Delta says, "Hey, wake up, Kawaki, get up." And then you see Amato type it on the screen. He has sweat, dropping down his face. And he says, "What the heck is this guy?" Talking about Jura, right? Now, this panel is these I think it's like 4 panels of Amato this chapter. Very, very, very interesting. We've always seen Amato be the calm, cool, collected guy. We always seen him hold it down, if that makes sense. Even when it looked like things were going left, he always had a calm, cool, collected head. He always seemed in control of his plan. This is the first time, even when Code pulled up and he had to remove Code's limiters, Amato didn't seem scared or punked by any of that. It felt like he knew that was all that was going to happen. Even when a few chapters ago, I think it was Sumire who was like, "Yo, why aren't you nervous? Don't you think Boruto?" He still held it down. It was like, "Yo, for whatever reason, the karma I implanted was on Kawaki, so I don't care," right? This is the first time I've seen Amato nervous, scared, unaware of the plan. Now, because he's nervous, scared, unaware of the plan, we're about to see for the first time how Amato reacts as a human, if that makes sense, because before he was acting as a scientist, robot type situation where he had the plan and he knew what was going to happen, and everything went along with his plan for the most part. This seems like the first thing that's not a part of his plan. So we're going to see him. I think he's going to do something brash, something quote unquote uncharacteristic, and when I say uncharacteristic, I mean something we've never seen Amato do, so it's not within his character yet, and something that is going to swing the pendulum to either one way or another. He's either going to do something that's going to mess up Konoha and mess up his plan, or it's going to help his plan or mess up Konoha, or it's going to help Jura and help his plan. Like, he's going to do something. He's the X factor. A lot of people don't realize this. Amato is the X factor in Boruto. It ain't Code. It ain't Momoshiki. It ain't Damon and Ada. Amato is the X factor. Whatever he does from this point is going to affect a lot of people in the story. All right. Anyway, chapter continues. The chapter continues to Boruto sitting down. It looks like in an Orochimaru laboratory, because there's snakes. The walls are snake scales. There's snakes on the wall. Like, we've seen this before earlier throughout the series. When I think it was Team 7, or it might have been Naruto. It was actually Naruto, Sasuke, Sarada, and Boruto. And they went to go see Sugetsu, I think, to get some information. I think it was to find out. I think that was the arc where Sarada found out that her mother was really Sakura. Some dumb shit, right? Some dumb shit. But we've seen this lair before, or a lair similar to this before, so that's why I believe it's Orochimaru's hideout, which would be interesting. Let's continue. Boruto sitting down on a bench of some sorts, looking at his karma, just chilling. And then Kashin Koji is with him, which makes sense because Kashin Koji took over like the training once Sasuke got captured. Kashin Koji says, "Boruto, they've made a move," right? and you see Kashin Koji is connected with a sage toad, the small toad. Taking a look at the damage that Jura has done, all the Jonin he killed. Boruto says, where? Konoha? Kashin Koji says, yes, fly to the triangle. And then Boruto picks up his sword and uses the flying Raijin and dips out to Konoha. Right? Chapter continues. We're now back with Shikadai and Jura and Shikamaru. Shikadai says, let me ask you one thing. You said you came here to follow Uzumaki Naruto's trail, right? But now you're after Himawari. Why is that? Jura says, I'll be frank. The trail we followed is the Nine Tails, and we happen to sense his chakra signature in Uzumaki Himawari. And now everybody is confused again, even though this is the second time he said it, but whatever. Himawari says Nine Tails chakra. Chocho does her best to try to calm Himawari down. And the juror continues. He says, as I mentioned earlier, we're surprised too, but we need to find out why this situation exists, and we'll at least get one answer by devouring you, Uzumaki Himawari. So he makes it clear, I'm switching my targets to Himawari. I want to devour Himawari. Pause. Right? Team 10 scared. Himawari scared. Jura says, you have been warned. Shikacho. You have been warned. Shikacho. Get your bum ass up out of here. That's what he's pretty much saying, right? Shikamaru is in the office calling for backup. And while he's calling for backup for Team 10, the Kashin Koji the Kashin Koji toad appears on the Hokage's desk. He says, behind you, Shikamaru, but don't look back. Link up with Ino. Boruto has entered Konoha. Right? That's what he says. And then we see a panel of Kawaki finally waking up from his, his little nap, his fifth nap of the series. He's been taking a lot of naps, y'all. He been taking a lot of naps. I ain't gonna lie. He better wake up. Anyway, Delta says, you're finally awake. Don't worry me like that. How could I face Ada if you died? Right? Kawaki says, quit yapping in my ear. The damage is almost fully healed. And Delta says, just because you have near limitless regenerated, just because you have near limitless, oh my God, regenerative. Just because you have near limitless regenerative ability doesn't mean you should be reckless, right? And then she continues by saying, they're on the outskirts of Sector D. Come on, let's go. And then that's when Kawaki feels another chakra signature. He says, hold up. We've got another one. Another uninvited guest. And then the next panel you see,
the demon home too, pussy.
Boruto back in Konoha. The demon is home, y'all. The demon is home, y'all. Now, this next sequence I'm about to go over is going to tell a lot. I'm trying to tell y'all something. It's going to tell a lot. So I need y'all to peep game, lock in. So Boruto is in Konoha. He's standing on one of the roofs near the where the Jonin died from Jura. Wood style jutsu, there's no mistaken. It's them, all right. And then Shikamaru calls in, Boruto, can you hear me? We're on a private line, just like before. There are two enemies, your divine trees by the look of it. They supposedly came looking for Naruto, but now they're after Himawari. Boruto showing concern for Himawari. Salute, I like that. Boruto says, Himawari, what? And then Shikamaru continues, it seems that after the Nine Tails chakra, does that ring any bells? And then Boruto is confused here. He said, Nine Tails, what the hell, right? And then we see the next panel. Kawaki says, sensory unit, Kawaki here, confirming Boruto's trespass. He's probably erased his chakra signature near the Great Gate, right where the Jonin were murdered. And then he continues, what are you sneaking around here for? And those creepy monsters, are they friends of yours? Kawaki just don't know how to read the situation. Listen. I feel like y'all remember, for all my Dragon Ball Z fans. Matter of fact, let me continue the chapter, and then I'm gonna go on this little rant. Let me get. So we continue. Boruto tells Kawaki, and what are you loitering here for when Konoha is under enemy attack? Kawaki says that's some serious self-denial. You are the enemy of Konoha, Boruto. Boruto says enough. Dealing with them is the higher priority. If you want, you are welcome to come along. Kawaki gets mad. He says, are you mocking me? And then he uses his dojutsu to shoot off these like metal pain-like rods at Boruto. But Boruto does the Floyd Mayweather weave, right? Kawaki's in shock. Delta's looking like, damn, he dodged the shit. Kawaki's in shock. You can tell by his face he's in shock. And then he gets mad and he shoots off another one. He shoots off another attack, this time with more rods. Boruto hits the Floyd Mayweather weave. And then Kawaki transforms his arm into like the monster arm. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And he goes for a swiping killer attack. Boruto doesn't even pull his sword out, y'all. He looks Kawaki dead in the eye, and he hits him in the stomach with an uppercut.
Demon home too, pussy.
I'm trying to tell y'all something here. Knocks his ass on the ground. Listen. Now, he's not knocked out here, but this could have been game over for Kawaki right here. Boruto, if he wanted to, could have ended that shit right here. One hit to the stomach, knocked him on the ground. Listen. Even Delta is surprised. Boruto, the new One Punch Man. Boruto is the new One Punch Man. Boruto only need one punch to take out most of the quote-unquote strong niggas in the show. Strong niggas in the manga, excuse me. Kawaki laying on the ground, grimacing in pain. And you know what Boruto says to add insult into injury? This is nasty work. Boruto says, and I quote, pitiful. Haven't you been training at all? Yo, Boruto, you can't say that to a nigga right now. You know he down on his luck. You know he ready to crash out for any reason. He says, pitiful. Haven't you been training at all? And that's how I feel as the reader. Like, Kawaki, how come you keep getting your ass whooped, bro? Come on. Somebody had to tell this to Kawaki. And it had to be someone like Boruto. Kawaki has very few people that he has good history with, if that makes sense. So someone with good history has to show disappointment in Kawaki in order for Kawaki to finally get it. Like, yo, you're coming out here, you're losing every fight. You got whooped on. You was gonna get whooped on by Code. You was gonna get whooped on by that nigga. He was gonna whoop on you. Code was ready to go. You got whooped on by Jura. You got whooped on by Boruto. You keep getting whipped on. Stop getting whipped on, bro. You gotta get stronger. Anyway. Delta, in shock, she says, more like, how much did you train? Pretty much saying, like, damn, Boruto, you may be overworked, but listen, two things, and then we're gonna keep going. One, this reminds me of, back to what I was saying earlier about Dragon Ball Z. This little sequence reminds me of in Dragon Ball when they were in the Buu saga and Buu was about to be revived, and then Vegeta turned into Majin Vegeta, and all he wanted to do was fight Goku. He didn't care about saving the world. This is how I'm feeling about this sequence in here. Kawaki is the Vegeta. He's so worried about his one goal, his one pride, destroying all Otsutsuki, he doesn't realize that these Shinju, they're one level under Otsutsuki, and one wrong move, y'all are dead. Like, y'all are done. If Jura wanted to, he could have became Otsutsuki right then and there. He could have knocked out Kawaki and ate Kawaki right then and there, if he wanted to. Think about what I just said. If Jura wanted to become Otsutsuki right then and there and end the world, he already knocked out Kawaki. Delta is not a threat. Delta would get swatted like a fly. He could have ate Kawaki right then and there and became Otsutsuki. This is how weak Kawaki is. He's putting the world in danger. He don't even realize it. So this is 100% just like when Vegeta was trying to fight Goku instead of trying to stop Buu. Right here. Anyway, chapter continues. Kawaki gets mad. He's clearly frustrated, clearly upset. He turns on his karma and he gets up to, restart the ones. Boruto sees him turn on his karma, and then there's a few panels where they like go back and forth looking each other in the eye, and then you see the karma start manifesting on Boruto's hand as well, starts resonating, right? Now Boruto's in clear shock, and he's also scared, but he's not scared of Kawaki. He's really not. He's scared of the karma. Even Kashikoji says, this is bad. The karmas are resonating. Boruto's grabbing his arm. You can see the karma is about to complete on his eye. And Kashikoji says, Boruto, you need to leave now. Put distance between you or you're going to lose control. And then Boruto jumps up and flies away, which is interesting. This sequence of paneling is interesting, right? Kawaki is looking, he's semi-confused, and then he looks at his karma, and then he says he can't control his karma. He says that to himself, but that's very important. Now, some people believe that Kawaki is going to set Boruto off almost like a bomb, make Momoshiki come out and destroy the village. That would be interesting. We're going to have to see. That would be a crazy plan, but I don't think Kawaki want that problems because, right now Momoshiki, if I were to put it into other terms, you know how Naruto, getting stronger for Naruto was to take power away from Kurama, make sure we don't have to use Kurama. It's the same premise, but Boruto, because he can't control his karma and he can't control what makes his karma resonate at any point in time, it's not like Momoshiki is quote unquote sealed. He's not sealed. It's just once the karma is on, the seal is off, and Boruto is so strong now. Once Momoshiki locks in and takes over, Streets is done. There's gonna be a lot of death. There's gonna be a lot of death. It's gonna be like, shout out to my JJK fans. It's gonna be like when Sukuna woke up after getting like 15 fingers and destroyed Shibuya. It's gonna be like that times 100 because, Naruto characters are 100 times stronger than JJK characters. Let's be real. It's gonna be like that times 100 though. Anyway, chapter continues. We got Himawari and Inojin on like an eagle flying over Jura. Shikadai wraps Jura up in a shadow paralysis. He says, hey, you might want to pay attention here. We're the ones you're fighting. And then Jura says, oh, right. Closes his left eye. And you see a big, not big, but you see a ball of energy, like an eye-sized ball of energy starting to form. Starting to gather in near Jura's face. It's like he closed his eye and he started gathering energy on some crazy shit, right? Shikadai is seeing what's happening. He says, oh shoot, Chocho pushes Jura to knock off the aim, if that makes sense. And next you see a big explosion. This would have definitely killed Shikadai. This would have definitely knocked Shikadai got Shikadai up out of here. This ability is crazy. If Jura can close one eye and just make shit explode, it's a lot of issues that can take place. So the explosion goes off. It's like it causes a whiplash. So Shikadai's on the ground, Chocho's on the ground. You know, Inojin and Himawari's almost knocked off the bird in the air. And the people who are coming for backup, they see the explosion. The explosion's kind of big, like the aftermath of the explosion, I should say, like the smoke and stuff like that, kind of big. So Sarada and Sumire are running for backup, and Sarada says, "Himawari, everyone, please be okay, right?" Now Inojin and Himawari go fly over. They pick up Shikadai and Chocho, and they pretty much get up out of there because it ain't safe, right? Hidari tells Jura, Hidari's fake Sasuke, for anyone who's questioning, keep that in mind. Hidari tells Jura they're getting away. Is that okay? Jura says our target is Uzumaki Himawari. They knew all they had to do was hand her over, but they intend to keep resisting to the bitter end at the risk of death. Hidari says, fools. They don't seem too intelligent. And this is what I mean by earlier when I say I can't tell who Jura's character is written off of, because that's literally 100% Sasuke's brain in Hidari. That's 100% what Sasuke would think in a situation like this, where I'd say before he learned the value of his relationships with Naruto and Team 7. You know, if you guys remember, you know, when Sasuke was on the run after Itachi died, but before he talked to the Hokage, that little run was crazy Sasuke doing the cold-hearted, brash decision. That's the type of character I'm getting from Hidari. So very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, Jura says that's not true. Something is driving them past their own survival instincts. What that something is likely to be crucial information for us as well. And then chapter continues. Shikadai is on the bird. He says that was close. There would have been nothing left of us if that had hit, but as long as Himawari's with us, they probably won't unleash an attack like that again. Let's wait together to see what they'll do next. And then Team 10 continues the plan. I think Chocho says, either way, shouldn't we fly out the village? You know, Shikadai says, good thinking, we can lead them away. Himawari is clearly going through a mental breakdown of some sort, you know, trying to make a good decision to keep everyone safe. You can literally tell by the paneling. And then Himawari says, Inojin, could you let me off somewhere alone? I'll escape on my own. You know, obviously Team 10 doesn't want that, but Himawari continues. She says, but it's the same for you. They're too strong. You know, at this rate, you will all. And then she literally stops talking. She realizes she's in a different world almost. You can see the water on her feet. It looks like she's in like a vestige land, if that makes sense. She's looking around, confused, scared. You know, what's going on? Questioning, where am I? In the real world, on the bird, Shikadai just sees Himawari zone out, like not be here. The way that the manga panel is drawn, she doesn't even have the pupils in her eyes to specify that she's not in the same world as Shikadai and everyone else, right? So again, Himawari looking around, wondering, and then you see a baby Kurama behind Himawari. He says, good grief, I can't believe that jerk Ten Tails would sniff me out. Himawari turns around, and Kurama continues. He says, little girl, do you know who I am? And Himawari answers, you're the Nine Tails, right? And then that's the end of the chapter. To be continued. Guess what, y'all?
The demon home too, pussy.
Listen, I'm gonna go on a real quick rant because I don't want to go too long. I want to go on a real quick rant, right? Two things about this. I've been seeing a lot of people say this is an ass pull. This doesn't make sense. Two things, right? And I don't want to attack the angle of, I don't want to attack the angle of, Bijou automatically respond. They're just chakra. I don't want to attack that angle. I just want y'all to pay attention and lock in, right? Kurama. Let's talk. Kurama. We seen in the anime, I don't know if this was in the manga too. It was definitely in the anime. When Kawaki was living with Naruto, right? When Kawaki first started living with Naruto, Naruto and Kawaki stayed together like 1-to-1. That was a part of the agreement, right? So I think Kawaki wanted to get something to eat or go to the bathroom or something like that. And Kurama literally came out of Naruto's body and said, "Hey, where the fuck are you going? You're not going nowhere. I don't care if Naruto is asleep. I'll wreck your shit right now." That's what Kurama said, right? He manifested himself out of Naruto's body and told Kawaki what it was. Why am I bringing that up? That goes to show to me that Kurama in Naruto's body had the will and the ability to use and manifest chakra without Naruto even knowing what's going on. That already proved that to be true. We already seen that, right? Now, Kurama is smart enough to know about nuclear fission. Like, let's be 100, y'all. Kurama is smart enough to know about nuclear fission. He's not a dumb nigga. He's not stupid. He's actually very intelligent. He's been alive way longer than everybody else in the series. He knows what he's doing, right? So, and I want to put on top of this, Kurama is also Otsutsuki. Kurama is literally a piece of Kaguya's DNA, Kaguya's chakra, split into 9 forms. He's the 9 tails, so that's the 9th form. That's Kaguya's chakra. He's literally part Otsutsuki. He's literally Otsutsuki. So he should, technically, in theory, in reality, be able to suppress his chakra and hide it from regular sensory ninja. I don't know why everyone is so confused that Kurama is smart enough. Kurama has the ability to offload some of his chakra in another vessel. That's one. And it don't have to be sealed because Himawari definitely body type. Himawari's body is definitely strong enough to hold some of that chakra. We know that. She's Hyuga princess and Uzumaki and, Namikaze, all that shit. She has all that DNA, so the body is good, right? Pause. We know she's able to connect with Tailed Beast on a deeper level because she was able to befriend Shukaku. Y'all remember that arc? That's 2. 3, we know Kurama is smart enough to come up with a contingency plan without Naruto because he did it with Baryon mode. He taught Naruto how Baryon mode worked, and he came up with that contingency plan. I'm sure he's able to come up with another plan. He's able to suppress his chakra because he's Otsutsuki. All he would have to do is literally transplant some of his chakra into someone else, which we know he can do because he literally manifested out of Naruto's body and was ready to fight. He was ready to fight Kawaki, manifesting out of Naruto's body. So yes, I 1000% believe he's able to make a decision of giving someone else chakra. 1000%. Why am I going on this long ass rant? Because I see people on Twitter, y'all are stupid. It's mainly Naruto quote unquote fans They didn't even read Naruto. They didn't read or watch Naruto like that for real. They don't even understand Naruto. These are the same Naruto fans that think Madara could beat Kaguya. They don't read or watch nothing. I'm telling y'all something. It's those quote unquote Naruto fans, and then you got some of the One Piece fans. Some of them be, you know what I mean, meat munching. Some of the JJK fans, you know, even though I like JJK, but y'all be meat munching sometimes. It'd be a lot of people who read Boruto to hate. They don't, or they read the Boruto spoilers to hate. They don't read to pay attention. They don't read to understand. They read to hate. So when I see people saying, yo, this is an ass pull, this doesn't make any sense, you know, they doing some Disneyland shit. Number one, here's my thing. How come nobody called it Disneyland shit? Make believe shit, fake shit. Goku died like every arc in Dragon Ball Z, and they keep reviving this nigga. He keep getting revived somehow. Nobody say nothing. Nobody say nothing. Literally, in the Majin Buu saga, Vegeta got clapped. 20 minutes later, they got him coming back as an angel to fight some more. Nobody say nothing. Everybody say the Buu saga, even though, listen, this is not a Dragon Ball Z video. I'm not gonna. People are only calling Boruto a Disneyland fairy tale because they hate Boruto. I don't know why they hate Boruto. I don't know why. Now the anime, bad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was bad. But the manga, shit makes sense. It looks good. The only reason why you're hating at this point is because you see the potential in the Boruto story. That's the only thing that I could come up in my imagination as to why people hate so much. They just start lying on the timeline and saying shit is an ass pull when they don't understand what's fully going on. All of the keys to this puzzle was laid out to us way earlier in part 1 in Boruto, in the anime and the manga, way early. So if you're calling this an ass pull, it's 100% certain you didn't pay attention to Boruto. One last thing. People saying, yo, the Hyuga clan should have been able to see the Nine Tails chakra in Himawari. Now, I don't know if y'all remember. I remember the Neji versus Naruto fight. Neji was using his Byakugan the whole time. He was seeing Naruto's chakra. And you remember, he started plugging up Naruto's chakra signatures, right? After he plugged up Naruto's chakra signatures with his taijutsu, the Nine Tails overflooded Naruto's chakra system to the point where it didn't matter that Neji was plugging them up. Naruto had chakra again. Now, Neji was watching this, right? Neji used his Byakugan, looked at Naruto before the fight even really started, and did not see Kurama at all. He didn't even know that Naruto had the Nine Tails. Even after Neji plugged up Naruto's chakra signatures, chakra network, Neji didn't say, oh, that's the Nine Tails chakra, that's why he's so strong. Neji said, what the hell is going on? How can he still move? Which concludes to me, Neji could not deduce that Naruto had Nine Tails chakra inside of him, another source of chakra in order for him to pull from. Why am I bringing that up now? It would also make sense that no one else from the Hyuga clan would be able to look at Himawari and see another source of chakra. So it don't matter if you got the Byakugan, you're not going to see the chakra. You're not going to see it. The only clan that would have been able to see another internal force would be the Uchiha clan. But guess what? Sasuke in a tree And Sarada, there would be no reason for Sarada to put Himawari under Genjutsu to look for the Nine Tails. There would be no reason for that. There would be no reason for that. So everything in the story makes sense. Y'all just hating. Y'all just hating. Y'all are just hating. Y'all not paying attention to the story. Y'all didn't even pay attention to Naruto. That Neji shit happened. Part 1, Chunin exams. Go reread it. Go rewatch it. I promise you, Neji did not know Naruto had the Nine Tails or none of that. Did not know. Did not know. Because if he did know, the fight would just go different. He would have treated that fight differently. We all know that. He was treating Naruto as a joke, as a clown. We know that fight goes differently if Neji understands, yo, there's a fucking beast inside this nigga. And one last thing, because maybe, some way, somehow, Neji saw it. How come Neji ain't see it in Gaara? Nobody in the Hyuga clan seen it in Gaara. Before Gaara exploded and turned into the One Tails. Nobody's seen Gaara with all of this. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Anyway. That was Boruto, 2 Blue Vortex, Chapter 9 review, done in the books. I appreciate everyone who made it this far. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I can't wait for Chapter 10. I can't wait for Chapter 11. I can't wait. There's reports saying, one more thing, we about to be out. There's reports saying that Studio Pierrot understands that weekly anime, non-stop running anime is bad, and they're going to switch to seasonal. I think they should just start from Boruto 1, do a seasonal, make it look right, and then go from there. But I understand if they start from 2 Blue Vortex and make it seasonal, it's just going to be... I'm not mad at anime, quote-unquote anime filler, because a lot of the stuff in the anime for Boruto is still added in and tied in and incorporated into the manga and incorporated into the story. So it don't really matter to me. I just know if they start seasonal from 2 Blue Vortex, it's going to be a lot of filler. It's going to be a lot of shit that we ain't seen before. So that just is what it is. But yeah, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 9 review. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Leave a like, comment what you think is going to happen next chapter. Peace, love, blessings. I'm out.